All right. So everyone who's joining us here, I appreciate y'all coming. We do want to just be attentive to everyone's schedules here. And we want to run through this. Now, what this is meant to do is to give you all the info you need to make a decision if this is a good fit for the both of us, right? For whoever sent you here, whoever thought you would be good at this, or whoever thought that this would be something that you would love to run with. This is going to be a condensed version. Normally, obviously, we were doing these kind of in person. These could run 2.5 hours. We're going to condense this for the sake of everyone's attentions. So if we go past and blow past something that maybe you have some questions about, please feel free to reach back to the person who sent you here. They would be happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. So without further ado, without further ado, Mark, run with it, my man.
All right, thank you so much, Jeryd. Guys, welcome to this corporate overview. This is something that we feel really, really strongly about because it's changed a lot of lives, including ours, and we're hoping to change some others in introducing this to you. So why would you choose Symmetry? There's a lot of, I'm admitting people as I speak, so if I pause, that's why. Guys, why Symmetry? Because we have the ability to work for ourselves, but not by ourselves. In this pandemic right now, you can work from just about any room in the house or a home office, but you're surrounded by a complete team of people throughout the country. We've got a chat room, we've got weekly support groups, we've got dialing sessions. You will definitely feel like you're a part of something, and the resources are valuable. It is a turnkey business model. We've got a culture of strong core values and leadership development. Guys, if you could mute yourselves real quick, just if your microphone's on, I thank you so much. Yeah, because I don't want to try to find it on the Zoom right now. We have a culture of strong core values and leadership development, guys. I think this is key to the success and the number of successful people that we have here at Symmetry. It is, thank you again. If you guys can just mute your mics if you're not presenting. Thank you so much. Guys, leadership development here is key, and it's the reason.
Steve, you're unmuted, my friend.
Hold on, let me scroll down here. I got this, guys, and then we'll go to.
Sorry about that.
No, not at all.
He's up top. He's right under you, Mark, from what I can see.
Oh, is he the S here? There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Guys,
nice.
Sorry, take two.
Sorry about that.
But I can't express how important this point is, so maybe it's all for a reason. The secret to our success, guys, is leadership development. The leadership development here at Symmetry is second to none. And it's actually our core focus and part of our core values. And we're strong believers in you can't, your income cannot outgrow your mindset. So we focus on mindset first, and income is really just a byproduct of how much you can impact people and how many people you could impact positively. So you have an ability to scale your income. There's no caps on potential earnings. We legit have people making solid part-time incomes, full-time incomes, and we've got a couple people making $30,000, $40,000 a day in passive income. That's something that probably takes 6, 7, 8 years to work toward, but it's possible here. Time and money freedom, omni-channel support from the home office and your upline. So guys, our mentorship is no joke here. Your upline takes very seriously their role as leaders and mentors in your business, and you will be directed to all of the resources and training that we have here at Symmetry to create yourself a successful business. We are in a recession-resistant industry. Insurance has been around for hundreds of years, guys. Very interesting story that I won't tell for the sake of time, but how insurance got started. But it was many, many, many years ago. And as Forbes reported in the height of the pandemic, there's now, I believe, a 35 to 40% increase in demand for life insurance. For pretty obvious reasons. Meaningful and impactful work. We help families all over the country, guys, not just with life insurance, but with living benefits. We'll get into that stuff in just a minute. So we're going to talk a little bit about us, guys, who we are, what we do, how we find our clients, how we support our agents, how you get paid, and what makes us different from the rest. We have been ranked among the top 5,000 companies in America for 5 years running, 2016. I'm sure we'll get it again this year. and have been voted top company culture by Entrepreneur Magazine in 17 and 18.
So who is Symmetry Financial, right? Brandon, Casey, and Brian are the founders of this business. They started back in 2009. Didn't seem like a great time to start it, but hey, we're here now, right? And when they were starting that, they were coming from what they like to call a practice company. When they came from that practice company, they realized they were missing a couple of things. They didn't have that balance in their life. They might have had the money, but they didn't have the time. And then before, maybe when they did have the time, they just didn't have the money. So coming here, they wanted to build that perfect system of what we're about to talk about here in a minute. And who? So now, last year, in a pandemic year, Symmetry and Assuria have come together to form a parent company, which is Quility. Quility is the brand name that we are we are going to make a household name. That's what we're pushing for right now. It's very simple what we do. And again, I love how simple this is. It's not easy. I'm not going to paint rainbows, but it is very simple. What we do is we help families protect their largest asset, their ability to earn an income. So how do we do it? There's many different avenues that we can help these families out with. One of them is that life avenue, the things that maybe when you're putting them in place, you're not necessarily going to get to use them, but you're leaving those behind for your family, protecting them when something does happen to you, because it's not a when, or it's not an if, excuse me, it's a when. And health is, maybe something happens, you can no longer work to protect that income. We have products in place to make sure, that mortgage payment is taken care of for you, right? And even small things like vision, dental, and then once you get up into those older years, that long-term care. Asset management and wealth strategies, those are the fun things. Those are the things that you get to use while you're living. And then those are the things that can help you thrive, not just survive going through your life. So debt-free life. Oh, if everyone can mute out real quick. Thank you. So debt-free life is a whole nother beast to take down. And if you want to talk about it, Betsy Barr is the person. She's amazing at that. Those annuities, IULs, those mortgage accelerations and smart starts. IULs and smart starts are big things for kids of younger ages to start them off to where they can start having a retirement at 5. You're kind of starting them off. So it's amazing how many things that we can help these families out with.
Yeah, that's right. Very impressive.
How do we do it? It's amazing. How do we do it? So we don't come into a home, and I say that, or we don't start a Zoom with a family with an insurance carrier on our shirt. So we don't come in with bias kind of things of what we're trying to help these families out with. We can shop through some of the top that we can kind of figure out what best fits that family's needs and budget. Those are the two things that we're looking for. And with 30 top rated insurance carriers to shop through, there's no way we can't find that for somebody.
That's right. And is there a need for our products, guys? Again, absolutely there is. I'm going to breeze through a little bit of this, but close to 120 million households in the United States. 7 out of 10 households rely on 2 incomes. 53% of foreclosures are caused by a death or disability. I remember I was shocked when I heard that. I mean, look at that again, guys. Foreclosures, that's a big deal, but over half of the foreclosures in the country are because people were not protected in the case of death or disability. 45% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement, and the average funeral cost is minimal $10,000, closer to probably $15,000. And among Americans age 65 plus, 21% of married couples and nearly half of singles rely on Social Security for, get this, 90% or more of their income. So, and I think a lot of people know that Social Security is probably not the most stable mechanism out there. Sorry, I'm admitting people. This is great. Thank you guys for showing up. What an amazing turnout we have tonight. So you could see, as Jeryd said, right around 2009 is when they started the company. And of course, that was during a major mortgage crisis. So, hey, why not start a company for mortgage protection? And but they did it, right? They did it out of a loft. And look at this, all the way up to 2019. I believe last year we had 140 million in. I just muted the incoming. Mute yourselves as you come in, guys. Thank you. Last year, I believe we had 140 million in revenues. So the point is, guys, year after year after year, cumulative growth. How we're doing, I think we're doing pretty great if you check it out. Over 398 million in total premiums, over 300,000 families protected, with over $30 billion in face amounts that we have protected families with throughout the country. And if you look at the opportunity here, this was our projected 2020 production. Again, I believe it was closer to 139, and this dark blue circle is the rest of the market, which we have not even begun to penetrate yet. And Quility, by the way, if you come on board, you'll learn why and how, but we are looking to basically be the Amazon of the insurance industry. Incredible people at the forefront of this company. So you're allowed to choose your path here, by the way. What's really great is we've got an owner track, we've got a producer track, and we've got owner plus producer. Basically what that means is if you love helping families each and every day, and that's all you want to do for the rest of your life, God bless it, we've got a path for that. If you want to help families and develop yourself as a leader and begin to hire and mentor others and build your own agency towards passive income and opening up leadership opportunities, then you've got that as well. And throughout on both tracks, they've got very attractive bonuses, incentives, benefits, you name it. I'm going to mute you out, but welcome and thank you. So guys, it's a really, really cool opportunity here.
So how do we find our clients? And I think this is the coolest part, because anyone can go out and acquire an insurance license, but having the means to get in front of families that are looking for this is the bread and butter of what we're looking for here, right? So Symmetry currently generates 10,000 leads on average per week. From those 10,000 leads, 3,000 of those are being added to inventory after the distribution, added to over a million in bonus lead inventory. There are plenty of different tiers of those leads for any budget starting out, to where you can start out, on the lowest, if that's where we're at, and build up to where you need to get to. But there is the entry point, the threshold to get into this is so low. The only thing that's stopping you is you, if this is something that you want to do.
That's right. I got to mute.
I love it.
Mute alert. Gotcha. Welcome, by the way. Hey, what's really impressive about that? Welcome. Guys, those aren't just numbers. Those are families that have asked for help that haven't been helped yet. That's the kind of demand that we've got in the industry and inside our organization right now. And by the way, this 10,000 leads every week on average, we've got a capacity for 16,000 leads a week right now. And we are inching ever closer to that number week over week with our fantastic leads department.
They're pushing heavy on that. It's amazing. And I think the coolest thing about this is finding these. They're not just sticking to that snail mail. And that's how they started, don't get me wrong, but they're not sticking to that. And I think the coolest thing is me scrolling through Instagram every now and once again in the morning and seeing a Symmetry kind of ad pop up. I think that's incredible. That's so cool. And so we're finding these leads, we're finding these families. We're not only looking for the people that are replying, on paper, writing it out. We're looking for those people, those new families that are purchasing their first home, creating, building their first kind of family and everything like that. We're finding all types of these families that need our help. It's not just, the average person that is good, figuring out how to get their mortgage and everything like that. I love the fact that we do have that direct mail. We have the social media, even the search. So if people are looking for life insurance, Symmetry is going to start popping up at the top there on the top of some of those search results, which, that's incredible for all things like recruitment. So if they want to start doing this, hey, do you want to make some extra cash every single month? For the final expense things, for general life, the debt-free life, which again is amazing. And then that mortgage protection, which is, our bread and butter for this.
That's right. And they do that for us. They spend millions of dollars a week. Our founders, the company, we spend millions of dollars a week as a loss leader just to make sure that our agents have families who have asked for help, so that you're not going to the phone book or Thanksgiving dinner saying, hey, who wants life insurance, before we break the wishbone.
Right.
How do we support our agents, guys? How don't we? I am going to just skim over this because if you will, trust me, we have one of the most robust training and resources platform in the industry. It's pretty amazing. We've got a proprietary sales system. We got a proprietary CRM and lead management system, incredible marketing and recruiting assistance, as Jeryd just covered on that last slide a little bit. And the main thing is we've got ongoing support. So whether you've got a $30,000 a year target or mindset, and you want to grow into a $50,000 or $100,000 mindset and income, or you want to be that guy making $30,000, $40,000 passive, it's going to take work. No joke, right, Jeryd? We make
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy, guys. And that's, we always like to let people know, we talk about all this great stuff at Symmetry. It is fantastic, and there is not a better opportunity in the industry. But the reason this industry is so lucrative is because you got to be willing to grow. And as long as you're willing to grow, you will go farther than you ever imagined. I came here for a 6-month temporary income, so I thought, and now we've got, close to 18 agents throughout the country, and just my agency, Jeryd and Jordan, you guys are just blowing records out of the water right now. It's amazing what can happen if you allow yourself to grow and truly plug into the meetings, trainings, SoundClouds, and everything else that we've got for agents.
Completely.
We support our agents with industry leading tools, guys. Again, I'm not going to go over what each and every one of these are, except for briefly, but you can have your own customized website for both recruiting and life insurance leads. You got a virtual assistant that'll help you navigate those 30+ carriers, so that no matter somebody's perfectly healthy, or maybe they've got diabetes, they have epilepsy, they suffered a heart attack or cancer 2-3 years ago, you're going to know how to help them. Virtual mentor is actually what that was. The virtual assistant will help you with lead allocation and management. And we've got a power dialer that will increase your productivity by 300, 400%. It just dials your leads for you. And boom, when somebody answers, you're on the phone helping them.
So how do we, sorry.
Go ahead.
So how do we support our agents? I love this one, right? Quality member services. It's so incredible. So Quality member services is something that is new and is coming forward. But what this does is this allows the company, because agents that are moving forward at a high speed only have a certain number of hours in a day, right? So they can't go back through their book of business and try and make sure that those families have everything that they could possibly need that we can offer them. So we have at our disposal Quality member services that are going to go back through your book of business and make sure that we're doing warm touches with those families to see if there was anything else that they could possibly need, because everybody's needs kind of change on year-by-year basis, let's say. So they're going to go back through that for you. They're going to help that family out. They're going to put policies in place, and you're going to receive passive income from that, doing nothing other than helping the family one time.
A year or two ago, even.
Craziness. Insane.
Nobody else.
Sorry, I was just a little passionate about that one.
No one else is doing it. I am too. It's amazing, and it's just the beginning, guys. And Jeryd and I were talking about how hard this is, but don't let it scare you too much. That one of our core values is we have fun and we get stuff done. As long as you're plugging in and are willing to associate and be a part of the team, you're going to have a blast learning, and you're going to become a leader, and your wings are going to sprout before you even realize that happened. So guys, we support our agents with an incredible leadership development. We've got a lot of programs here that, again, have their own definitions, but we've got an excellent leadership development program exclusively for our women leaders in the company. We've got Thrive for betterment and self-development. Giant is an award-winning company that has partnered with Symmetry and Quality to help with leadership development. And you have the ability as an agent or broker to connect with Giant and even sign up for one-on-one advancement. If you really have a path that you want to get on and goals that you want to meet, they'll help you get there, and they'll help you get out of your own way in doing it too.
All right. So how do we get paid?
Jeryd,
let's not paint some rainbows here. This is what we're here for. So you're coming in at a starting 70% contract level, excuse me. You can go all the way up to 120%. 120%. Every 2 months, you can acquire a 5% raise. Tell me the last place you've ever worked for that every 2 months, they'll be like, hey, here's a 5% raise just for doing your job right. That's insane. And so now when you're looking at this on the left-hand side of what we're looking at here in these columns, the left-hand side is that owner track. You are building a business, you're building an agency. You can build something that you can leave behind for your family if something ever happens to you. So I know Mark is an agency owner. Me and my wife here, Jordan, are an agency owner. We have my little brother as a beneficiary. So if anything happens to me and Jordan, my brother gets all of this revenue coming to him, which is incredible. It's not all of our hard work, sweat, and tears that have gone into this that mean nothing if we were just kind of to step away. So I love that. Now, to go through what 70 to 120 kind of looks like and how to get there, let's talk about first and foremost part-time positions. So, if you want to click through real quick, Mark, sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, no, you're fine. So part-time agent, which not a bad part-time gig, 15 to 20 hours per week. Let's say you're averaging 6 sales placed per month. You're at that 70% contract rate starting. An average case is going to be about $1,000 in annual premium. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. And then you have a 75% carrier advance coming to you. So to break that down a little bit, let's look at how this looks. $6,000 each month because you had 6 place sales on an average of $1,000 APV, which is that annual premium volume, times your 70% commission level is $4,200 per month. Not bad. Now that 4,200 is timesing by that 75% carrier advance because you are going to receive 75% of that 4,200 after the clients pay their very first monthly premium. So almost $3,200 advance to you within the month. You're getting all that issued. So annual advance, you're looking at $37,800 on a part-time gig. Now let's talk about the rest of your 25% coming to you. That includes that $50,000 that we're talking about. So total first year, part-time gig, $50,000. Not too bad. If you're willing to put in the work, here's your results that you're looking for. So now full-time, if we look at full-time, the jump isn't that big, 30 to 35 hours per week. I know full-time gigs that are 60, 70 hours per week for some people. So 30, 35 hours per week. Let's say you're averaging about 15 to 20 sales placed per month. Now, because you're full-time, you're writing at a higher contract rate because you have earned those raises moving forward. So let's say you're at an 85, still that $1,000 in annual premium volume there with your 75% advance. So on a full-time agent, 15,000 at a conservative level, right? Because we're talking about 15 to 20, but 15 times that 85% commission level, you're getting almost $13,000 to you every single month that you're making. Now, your 75% carrier advance, you have 10 grand a month for working 30 to 35 hours a week. 114, not talking about residuals, $153,000, no college degree, just working 30, 35 hours a week, figuring out this system. It's simple, it's just not easy. Oh, I love that.
Right.
So, was that you? My apologies.
No, go ahead.
No. So what makes Symmetry different? And this is kind of what I was kind of leading into with, how my little as a beneficiary on this. You get to a certain level, you hit some certain numbers, and you own your business with Symmetry. Contractually, you sign, this is who owns the business, me and my wife. This is who we want as a beneficiary if anything were to happen to us. True ownership of the business that you've put hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into. So building a business, what that looks like and how that looks is if you're coming in here, you want to build a business, you're going to move forward because you want to lead from the head of the pack, right? So let's say you're at a 95% commission level. Your people coming in, they've earned 2 raises because you're showing them how to do the right thing. What you get paid on, your passive income, money that hits your bank account before you ever wake up in the morning, is 15% override on your agents that you have trained and helped them bring that business to the insurance carriers. Those insurance carriers are paying you to build that team. So 15% override on any piece of business that they write. Incredible. So 15,000 in personal production at 95, 35,000 at an agency that is producing, an average of that 15% spread, that 75% carrier advance over that. Insane. Insane. So on your own pen, you're talking about now you're making 10 grand a month, but now we're talking about you're training and building a team that where you have 4,000 in passive income coming to your bank account, money that you have trained these people how to do their job, and now they're starting to hire people, let's say. So in the first year, right, advanced commissions, we're talking about $175,000 total first year, with counting in all residuals with the 100% commission, 234 just from building an agency. Just because you wanted to show somebody else that you think that, one, they would be good at this, and two, one thing that me and my wife saw in this is the fact that we had our first death claim and we realized we can only touch so many families by ourselves. We needed to multiply what we were doing, not just adding in. And you get paid for that, for helping families out.
Truly.
Need I say more?
Like no other is, one of the leaders in our organization, she once said, impact equals income. And we're not about the money here. The money's great here because we're not about the money here. We're about impacting people, whether it's families, helping them over Zoom with protection, or helping families in another way, the way that, Chris Cook and his wife, Lauren, helped me when I was desperately needing income and found Symmetry, and it changed our lives, and that's why Jeryd and I and everyone else here that have been at Symmetry and understand what Symmetry opportunity looks like, are so passionate about sharing it with other people. And heck, let the carriers split the bill because they're the ones paying us to build organizations and impact families. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. So now we're talking about what I love to call video game numbers, because this is where it gets insane. So now you've built a team so large, and this is my favorite verbiage of this. It is now financially irresponsible for you to be in the field personally helping families, because you are needed in so many other places to help your team guide their new people and their new people to help all those families. So agency wise, you're talking about 500,000 in agency production, and let's call it an average of a 15% spread. And we're still talking about that 75% carrier advance. Crazy. Carrier advance. Now, this is agency production per month. So 56,000 passive income per month. Not saying you didn't have to work hard for it, but passive income, 50,000 per month. Per year with advance, 675,000. Total first year, 900. Isn't it going to be nice when you can call yourself a millionaire?
And guys, we laugh because there are people that are only a year or two ahead of us that have reached this level. And I've been doing this part-time from day one. So it's incredible what can be achieved here. And it's no joke when you look at this, just how many people you can impact by taking on a career here.
Seriously. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's talk about bonuses. Yeah. So it not only do you get paid to help these families out, and not only do you get paid to help your agents help these families out, but now Symmetry is going to recognize when you're doing a good job, and they're going to give you more money to invest more money into your business. So it's crazy. And I love that you said it earlier, Mark, was the fact that when you really put your head down and just focus on the right things, the money comes. If you're not focused on the money comes. And then the crazy thing, what you can do with money to help out and better, let's just say your neighborhood, your general kind of town, city, whatever you want to do, right? Because Symmetry not only just focuses on money, they focus on Make-A-Wish every single year. I mean, it's incredible how much money they give back. I think last year, I believe it was over like $450,000.
Yeah, we raised near half
to Make-A-Wish.
For Make-A-Wish.
Crazy. I mean, insane. It billows out once you start getting to these points.
And again, without getting too crazy about it, and we'll keep it moving, but to put this into perspective, guys, I mean, the numbers are real, but it's, I had a buddy who said, working at Symmetry, he's a state representative. He sees what we do here. And he said, look, your insurance license is probably the most lucrative career you can have without going to medical school or law school. So it really, the investment that you put into yourself and into your business here is probably the cheapest education you'll ever get for the most lucrative income that you could ever have. I remember this number right here, 675. When I first heard somebody was making that, I mean, this is years ago, of course, and you're in high school or something, you're like, yeah, that dude's dad makes 600,000 a year. You're like, whoa, what does he do? And he's a neurosurgeon. So you can go to 8 or 12 years of doctor school, or you can impact people in a different way and get your insurance license and work really hard. And it's all possible.
Craziness. You want to run this one, Mark?
Sure thing. So guys, what makes us different? This is incredible. So all of you guys and gals looking to start a career with us here, one thing that Symmetry implemented just last August, Jeryd and I missed out on this, but they've got incredible programs in place for new people, and new agents can earn up to $12,500. I hope you can see my cursor. I feel ridiculous. I'm circling that one.
No, I can. You're good.
Thank you. And a trip for 2 to this year, 5-star resort at Costa Rica. So here's the breakdown of everything that you can win along the way, if you will. And by win, I mean work for. We thankfully, he's not here tonight, but DJ Robinson is an agent on our team, and bragging rights here to Chris Cook, his mentor. DJ Robinson, we must have 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 agents throughout the country. DJ Robinson was the very first agent to achieve this soon after it was put in place. So he's our Roger Bannister. If you don't know who that is, Google it. And he set the bar for the rest of the company. It is possible, guys. Agent perks are amazing. No other IMO that I know of offers what we offer to agents. You're an independent contractor here, and a lot of people are wondering, well, what about my benefits? You know, if you're moving from a job to an IC position, independent contractor, it can be a little scary. Symmetry recognizes that, and we've got a free year of life insurance for all Symmetry agents, up to $250,000 in coverage for a 30-year term policy through our partner Americo, an A-rated carrier. And also, this blows my mind. They just put this in place in August, and I've been, the polite term is self-insured for years until they came out with this. And now I'm getting health insurance at less than half the cost of the .gov prices. So my entire family is being protected now for the first time in a very long time, thanks to Symmetry. And all kinds of perks and incentives, guys. The trips are amazing. Carriers pay for trips, Symmetry pay for trips. You work hard, you're rewarded with all expenses paid. And when I say all expenses, I mean you never dip into your pocketbook. It's flights, it's food, it's 5-star resorts, it's activities. It's amazing stuff, and it's all there for the earning.
It's amazing. I remember the last time I heard about that, they actually walked down and would give you an envelope. Who won the? Some people won the trip to Monte Carlo, and yeah, when they got into the hotel lobby and they met with the insurance executives that were on the trip with them, they gave them an envelope with spending money, like just cash. Like, here you go. Don't dip into your wallet.
Blackjack tables over there. Exactly. I love it. So guys, who are we looking for? Honestly, I mean, all this just kind of sums up. We're looking for people that are ready to change, right? We're not looking to change people. We're looking for people that are ready to change, that are ready for a change. And if you're ready for a change, you got to be ready to do the work that it takes to change. So we're listening to people that listen. We're listening to people that work hard and intelligently. That means follow the system. We have a proven system in place. If Gordon Ramsay gives you a recipe and you decide, no, I'm going to try this instead of that, he's going to call you a donkey or a donut or something worse than that. And more so, it's not going to turn out right? So be willing to change and personally develop. This is a great quote. If we want different, we have to become different. Easier said than done, but it's also very simple if you follow the system. And guys, this one's extremely important. Associate, plug in. It would be difficult for you to fail if you applied everything right here, just these simple ingredients right here. You'd have to try to fail. The good news is we actually embrace failure here. We call it failing forward. You're going to make mistakes when you start here. There's a lot to learn. You might even feel like a hot mess your first few months. It's okay. You got a mentor, you got training, you got resources. And if you're looking for that change, make that bold move, right? And talk to the person that invited you to this webinar, I'll call it, and corporate overview. Thank you. And we'll take it from there for you. So that is the next step. Spoiler alert, I already answered that question. Talk to the person that invited you here. Guys, it is my absolute pleasure. And I will say, as Jeryd said in the beginning, I'm talking like an auctioneer right now because we want to be respectful of your time. And these corporate overviews to cover everything that we covered in depth in person, sometimes these would be 2-3 hours of very valuable information. So if you want to get micro on anything, just ask the person that invited you to this, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have toward next steps. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Scott Emmer. Scott is an agent here on our team who I have yet the pleasure to associate with personally. We're all over on our chat rooms and everything else, and he's just killing it here. And we'd love to hear from you, Scott, about your experience so far, and anything that you might have to share with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that good introduction, and we will be associating soon, at conference. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I've started with Symmetry. I started back in October of last year, and it's just really interesting. As we go through the corporate overview, there are just so many points that strike a chord specifically with me and my situation and what led me to Symmetry. And I was coming from a point where COVID had hit, and I was in an industry before. And was really thrown onto the curb and didn't know what to do, and was really looking towards a career and a path that gave me ownership. It gave me ownership back and gave me investing in myself first and foremost. I had worked corporate jobs before and had kind of done that, and really came to realize, especially with everything going on right now, that that comfort and stability that's seemingly there with those type of positions and with that type of career, it isn't really there, because at the end of the day, you're beholden to somebody else. You're answering to somebody else, and you're not seeing the reward of your own personal investment and your own belief in yourself paying out. So I didn't want to have that feeling anymore. I wanted to be the master of my own personal and professional growth. And I came into Symmetry. I had no background or experience in insurance or anything, but I went through the corporate overview like we went through today, and all the flexibility and the freedom to really, again, be in control of what I want to do was all laid out there before me. And I knew that if I, just like you guys said, if I plugged in, if I worked really hard, and I was just constantly open and willing to adjust and learn as I go along, I know I would be successful. I just, I know the type of hard work and the diligence that I put into everything. So just like we said, it was very simple. It wasn't easy, but it was very, very simple. And it's really just been an incredible experience all throughout. The camaraderie, the network of everyone, through the group meet chats and the Zoom, since we can't meet in person quite yet, has been really, really phenomenal. And the teamwork and collaboration and the willingness to want to see everyone else succeed and to do good in the community too. That reward of having that impact, I never experienced before. And now, having done that and having generated my own success, it's I'll never go back. It's just there's no way I would ever transition back to something like that, because everyone is in it together here, and that to me was just a really big core foundation for everything. Oh, Mark, I think you're muted.
I said all these nice things about you. Thank you so much, Scott. I love that you got to share your experience, because you are relatively new to the pack, if you will. And Scott's someone who it's just the ideal attitude, who came in and said, what do I do? Point me in the right direction. As long as it's not messing with my moral or ethical compass, I'm going to do it. Whether it makes sense or not, I'm going to do it. And he does it and he works it. And it's an honor to be on a team with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's really, again, I know, you know, when we get on these corporate overviews, and I know new people who are coming on and are seeing the numbers and kind of seeing the people who've been here for a while, it can kind of be, you can kind of feel a little distant from it, but I'm telling you, I'm like the prime example of someone who didn't really know what was going on, was, you know, cautiously skeptical, but it does pay off. It really does. You plug in and you do the work, and you are properly rewarded for it.
That's key. And thank you so much for that, Scott.
Yeah, of course.
I'd love to hear from Sir Jeffrey Miller. He hasn't actually been knighted yet, but he should be, because of the work he does helping families and building a really big business here all the while. Jeff, tell us a little bit about your experience here, if you will.
Sure, you bet. Let me tell you a little bit about my background first. I'm in the great state of Arizona here, same just down the street from Mark. And but since COVID, we haven't seen each other a bunch. But prior to coming over to Symmetry, I actually owned a P&C, property and casualty agency, for about 10 years with one of the top companies in the country for, you know, home and auto insurance, top 10, if not even higher than that. And I worked for them for about 10 years. And, you know, after about 10 years, I started to realize that I was working harder, but not making more money. In that 10-year period that I worked for the company, they're a good company, but they decreased our commissions 3 times over 10 years. And I started to get a little bit frustrated that I was working hard. I was in the top 1% of the company for new business. My agency was, so I had a lot of great staff, but I just wasn't, I just didn't feel I was getting rewarded for what I was putting into it. And so I started looking around, and next thing you know, I saw this information on Symmetry and did a little research. And I've been with Symmetry now about 1.5 years. Full-time, I went 1st of July this last year in 2020. So I've been full-time since then. I sold my agency. I would have come on board sooner full-time, but I had to sell my agency first. So I sold that, came on board. And since July 1st, I've been working full-time with Symmetry. And it's really, you know, it's really changed my life. It's really given me that hope again that I can build something for my future and not have that cap over me, that limit with, you know, of what I could do for my family, what I could generate. So super excited to be here, part of Symmetry. And, you know, when I was looking at it, I was looking at where can I go? Okay, with what could I was looking for something for me and my family, something I could provide for them, but where could I go? And I started looking at Symmetry. I was like, okay, where can I go and earn a 5% increase in my pay every 2 months based on not what my boss said, but what my efforts were, the effort that I was willing to put in, you know, to provide for my family. I mean, where could I go and actually set my schedule for my family first and work my business around that? You know, my daughter's in cheer, and so she's going to cheer meet. I blocked it off from my schedule. When I had my agency, I had to be there for my staff, for my employees, but now I set my schedule for my family and then I work around it. You know, where can you go and instantly start your own business with all the support, the training, the tools that are needed without a huge investment? When I started my agency, I keep trying not to say the name of the company that I work for, but when I started with that agency back a little over 10 years ago, I invested over $100,000 of my money in the first year to build something for my family. And I'm able to create a greater potential and income with this, with not that investment. The insurance carriers are paying for that for me every single month to build my agency. I mean, where can you go and have unlimited potential? I mean, you guys saw the slides. You know, we have people with 7-figure incomes. The old company I worked for, I didn't know anybody that had any incomes like that. You know, where can you go and build it as large as you want an agency, but not just in your city, but not just in your state, but across the whole country. I mean, that opportunity, my company that I worked for prior to coming to Symmetry, I was limited to my one office, my brick and mortar office, and I can have agents across the whole country. You know, where can you go and build an agency so you can earn back time with your family, so then you can have that time and money both? Not many businesses out there where you can actually have time and money to spend with your family. And when money's not an issue, you sure think a lot clearer. And a couple more things, and I'll get back to you, Mark. But you know, where can you go where your teammates that you work with are actually as excited, if not more excited, about your success? You know, the other company that I was with when I was successful, they were trying to take my customers, and with Symmetry, it's a team effort. I mean, you know, when I have a great day, everybody's, you know, Joe Martinez or Mark or Val, or the people are giving me a high five, you know, in our chat room and stuff. And so it's pretty cool to see that. And you know, you can build this agency like in the presentation. You can, by your hard work, not your money, but your hard work, build an agency that you can actually have contract ownership, that you own your agency. You can will it to your kids, you can sell it, you can do something that would really, what I wanted to do is build something for your family's future for generations to come. Because I don't have a problem with working hard as long as I'm getting rewarded. And like, you know, Jeryd and Mark both said, this business is simple. It's not easy, but it's well worth it. Not much I can promise you. So I'm just blessed to be part of this, and I can't wait to be in Florida to actually face to face with all you guys here just in a few weeks. So pretty excited about that coming up.
Very much so. Thank you, Jeffrey. That was amazing, actually. That you probably could have just spoken and saved us a half hour. That was an incredible summation of the opportunity here and the difference between us and some other opportunities out there. And not being competitive, I'm just telling the truth. Next, guys, we'd love to hear from this guy because he is such a dynamo superstar. If I would have been mature enough, had I had the insight that he has right now at age, I don't know, 23. I hope I'm guesstimating there. You can say it when you get there, but Elijah.
Oh, we got Val running.
Oh, Val?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, this guy is just as amazing
Val's still
as the
23.
guy. This guy's just as amazing
29.
as the guy I thought I was introducing. So he's 25, this guy. No. Val Zarn, who just went on some amazing adventures, and I'm only mentioning that because it's a testament to our business. Wow, am I a little jealous of your Facebook this week? This guy took the most amazing vehicles. What was that, a McLaren? I don't know what you were driving, but Val just took the last week or two and had many adventures with families and friends. All the while, his business continues to thrive and grow because of the work that he put in his early and initial months and years here to build a business that allows him to do that. And again, just a testament to the opportunity here and what it can create if you really grind in the beginning and keep your eye on the prize and seek counsel from your mentor to get to the steps that you want to get to here. So without further ado, my buddy, not the buddy I thought I was going to mention here, but my buddy Val Zarn.
Hey, Mark, thanks for that awesome introduction. It's an honor and privilege to spend just a few minutes with you and close out the call for today and share with you just a minute or two of my story and the value of building a business here, because they really tie in together. So what Mark was talking about is I got to travel out to see my brother. I took a few days off, and he lives out in Texas, kind of Oklahoma area, and I did get to drive some pretty amazing cars. But having the time and monetary resources to be able to do that is really the key. I discovered a passion for traveling, and I just love to travel. So in February, I got to see Zion National Park for the first time with my family. I got to travel out to Texas, Oklahoma, and drive one of my dream cars, which was a McLaren 720S, by the way, for the record. Yep, 710 horsepower, something like 550 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds. Come on. Here's the crazy, Mark, I don't know if you know this, if you saw it on Facebook, I'm driving this car on the straight, and these two birds come flying by, and I hit a bird in a $300,000 car.
Ooh.
How many people could say that? That was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
I got it on video too. You could see them go by, and then like one of them gets like sucked in. I'm like, holy smokes!
Oh
Talk
my
about a
God.
life experience, right? It was pretty crazy.
I'm calling
But,
land
yeah. But I mean, the reason why I kind of say that is to say this, you know, the reason why I'm able to do such things is because the overall opportunity that we have. When I was in Texas, I did work one day. My family was at the lake and I was locked in a bedroom making phone calls. Okay. I wrote 2 policies that day and I think I made like $1,500, okay, in one day while I was on vacation. So in addition to that, having a team and having income come in at the same time. So that's the value of building a business here. As you do that and as you earn those, what they call overrides, the beautiful thing is all of that's coming directly from the insurance company. Your agents are getting paid what they earned. You're getting paid what you earned. And it's a beautiful thing because it doesn't cost or come out of their commission in any way. So the question I have for you is, would you rather work and get paid once or work and get paid over and over and over and over again? Okay. This world system that we've all most of us has bought into, work hard, go to school, like get a great job and everything's going to be okay, is an absolute just myth. Okay. It's not true. It's called the 40-40-40 plan. Okay. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years and then try to retire on 40% of what you couldn't live on before. Did you know the average Social Security income is $1,543 a month? $1,500 a month. The maximum Social Security benefit is $3,141. That's the maximum.
Wow.
Okay. That's if you put in the 40-40. Okay. All right. That's only if you put in your 40-40. And actually, I don't even know if that's true. It probably takes longer than that to earn that. In here with Symmetry, as far as building a business in 1 year, 12 months, you can develop a business that pays you the equivalent of about $5,000 a month. Passive income, because the key is passive income, right? Because we have tons of people here, believe it or not, a lot of people here that are making $200,000-$300,000 a year or more on their own pen. So how much of that do they have to recreate next year if they're the only ones doing the work? They have to recreate 100% of that the next year. The great thing is that we have the potential to do that. We have lots of people doing that, but they're doing the work once and getting paid once. That was never my goal. Like, I believe that I can make that. Absolutely, on my own pen, but I don't choose to do that. I'd rather invest in people, people resources versus, going out there investing my time just making one sale. So the fact that we can create that sort of income is astounding in 1 year, greater income than someone that works 40 years, 40 hours a week. And we have a unique opportunity coming up right now to associate with a lot of these people. We have not had an in-person conference in 1.5 years because of COVID. Okay, we had a great conference scheduled. It was rescheduled. This will probably be the only conference we have all year. Very unique opportunity, perfect timing for you just looking at the business right now. In 3 weeks, we're meeting in Orlando, Florida at a beautiful, beautiful resort. Perfect time to travel. If you can go to Walmart, if you can go to Costco, you can get on the plane, because I promise you those places are far more dangerous than getting on a plane. I've already been on 3 or 4 planes this year, and the protocols are the same. It's protocols what you would imagine, right? You just wear a mask, be smart, don't rub your face, right? Don't touch other people, just be smart about it. So get there, and I have this question for you. If I wrote you a check for $25,000 at the completion of that conference, right? If I promised to write you a check for $25,000 at the completion of that conference, if you just simply went and were attentive and took notes, what would you do to get there? Okay. What would stop you from getting there? My answer, I would guess the answer is pretty much nothing. Okay. Pretty much nothing. And here's what I can guarantee you. I'm not going to write you a check, but I can guarantee you this. You will learn how to write at least one extra policy a week, going forward, because of this amazing association that you have. And that's opportunity, very unique opportunity to actually meet these people in person. Our average advance commission is $500. And if you take 50 weeks in a year, I know there's 52, but guess what? You're going to have to take a couple weeks off because you're probably going to qualify for some trips. So $500 times 50 weeks is $25,000. And that $25,000 is better than me writing you a check, because that's going to happen every single week, every single year going forward. So get there, whatever it takes. If you got a nice TV on the wall and you got to sell it, trust me, it's going to be worth it. So I guess we'll just kind of leave it there. I was instructed to kind of close things down. Get back in touch with the person that had invited you on the call. Ask them what's next. And if you're on the fence, get off it. Okay. This is a fit or it's not. And either way, it's okay. But if you feel like there's a good fit here, call back the person that invited you on the call and ask them what's next. It's a pleasure spending a few minutes with you guys. Hope you have a great rest of the evening. Take care.
Thank you, Val.
See you guys. Thank you all.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.